Welcome back to our weekly newsletter on the economy, where we bring you the latest updates on business and economic trends. Today, I will take you on a journey through this week's newsletter. To receive our weekly newsletter and stay informed on the latest economic developments, simply follow our website in the description below. Let's begin. In September, the FAO Food Price Index, which measures the cost of essential food items worldwide, averaged 121.5 points. It's interesting to note that this value remained almost unchanged from its position in August, indicating relative stability in global food prices. Now let's shift our focus to Vietnam. The country has its sights set on developing a robust digital economy. They are aiming for this sector to make up 20% of their GDP by 2025 and a whopping 30% by 2030. However, there are some challenges to overcome since they are currently at about 15%. Nevertheless, Vietnam's digital economy is on a rapid growth trajectory. E-commerce is a key driver of this expansion, with a strong emphasis on food delivery and online grocery purchases. In other news, Greece made progress in its trade deficit in August, which is a promising sign for the country's economy. Turkey's steel industry faced a notable decline in 2022. Steel production was down by 12% and exports saw a significant 50% drop. This is a critical development that we will be keeping an eye on. Shifting our attention to the UK, we see some interesting trends in the housing market. UK house prices saw a modest dip of minus 0.4% in September. This marks a slower decline compared to the August minus 1.8%. However, on a yearly basis, prices are still down by minus 4.7%. The south of England is experiencing the most significant downward pressure on property prices, and higher interest rates are impacting mortgage affordability. Finnish construction companies faced challenges in August. They experienced 4% decrease in turnover and a 5.5% drop in sales volume. The building construction sector felt the most significant impact. Denmark's manufacturing output made an outward rebound in August with a 0.2% increase. This growth was led by the pharmaceutical and food industries. Expectations for foreign trade in Turkey are on the rise. The export index increased by 4.5 points to reach 114, and the import index skyrocketed by 16 points to 121.3. These figures indicate a positive outlook for the country's foreign trade. UK exports to the EU showed a 4.4% increase in July compared to the previous month. However, when compared to the same period the previous year, exports to the EU are down. This suggests that challenges in post-Brexit trade relations are still persisting. In Latvia, the inflation rate has fallen for the 8th consecutive month. Consumer prices surged by 3.3% year-on-year in September. In the world of global trade, September brought a glimmer of hope. There was a modest improvement with a slight rise in export orders, especially in the goods trade sector. However, it's essential to note that challenges persisted. The European Union and the UK continued to face significant declines in export orders, signaling that the road to recovery is still a bumpy one. Moving over to Malta, we have got some exciting news. In August, Malta's industrial production experienced a remarkable boost of 2.9% year-on-year. What's driving this growth, you ask? Well, it's primarily led by the chemical and pharmaceutical sectors, an impressive feat for the small Mediterranean nation. Let's talk inflation. Brazil's inflation rate rose in September, but it's worth noting that it was less than anticipated. The rate now stands at 5.19%. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development has unveiled its Commodities and Development Report for 2023. This report is all about the challenges faced by commodity-dependent developing countries. It offers strategies for inclusive diversification, especially in the context of the global energy transition, a must-read for those interested in sustainable development. Over in Germany, businesses are expressing record low confidence in their energy policy. The IHK Energy Transition Barometer for 2023 reveals the worst outlook since 2012. Companies are growing and increasingly concerned about their competitiveness due to energy policy issues. A whopping 52% of them are expecting a negative impact on their business. This is a topic that's certainly making waves in the business world. Portugal is celebrating a significant financial achievement. Fitch Ratings recently upgraded Portugal's debt risk rating to A- with a stable outlook. This marks the first time Portugal has reached this A grade since 2011, a well-deserved milestone for the country. Over in Indonesia, consumer morale has taken a dip. In September, it reached a 9-month low, standing at 121.7. It's essential to keep an eye on consumer sentiment, as it often reflects the overall economic health of a nation. Ever wondered which regions in the European Union rely heavily on agriculture? In 2020, the agriculture, forestry, and fishing sector in the EU provided employment to approximately 9.4 million people, constituting 4.5% of the total workforce. Romania stood out with the highest employment rates in this sector, particularly in regions like Vaslui and Nemt. I don't know their names actually. Moreover, multiple regions in Bulgaria, Greece, Poland, Portugal, and Romania significantly dependent on agriculture. Conversely, 137 regions had very low employment in these sectors. Romania dominated the top 10 regions with the highest employment figures, with only 2 other regions from Poland and Spain making the list. Shifting our focus to United States, we have some excellent news. Employment in the US soared by 336,000 in September, surpassing expectations by a significant margin. This boost in employment demonstrates the resilience of the US job market. August brought some noteworthy findings from the European Central Bank Consumer Expectations Survey. Inflation expectations edged up to 305%, while economic growth remained moderately negative. Additionally, housing price expectations increased to 2.3%. Uzbekistan's textile and fur cleaning services sector has seen Tashkent City taking the lead with an impressive 32.7% share, contributing a substantial 132.5 billion soms out of a total volume of 104.5 billion soms in the January and August 2002 period. And the textile industry is clearly thriving in this Central Asian nation. As of August, Turkey's overall turnover index, which encompasses the industry, construction, trade, and services sectors, rose significantly by 69% compared to the previous year. Global financial stability has been a topic of concern with central banks around the world, sharply raising interest rates in a 2-year effort to combat inflation. While most economies have managed these rate hikes well, elevated core inflation remains a worry. Risks to the world economy are still tilted downwards. Signs of credit risk, especially among businesses and households, are emerging. Corporate debt defaults and weakened cash buffers are growing concerns. Hong Kong's small and medium-sized enterprises had some positive news to share. In September, business sentiment improved with increases in current business receipts and new orders indices. This reflects an optimistic outlook for small and medium-sized enterprises in the region, despite ongoing external challenges. North Macedonia's industrial producer prices in August saw a 0.6% monthly decrease and 1.2% annual decrease. Different sectors had varied performances, showing the dynamics of the country's industrial landscape. And finally, we will discuss Serbia's external trade. In the period from January to August, Serbia's external trade reached a substantial $46.9 billion, marking a 0.3% increase. What's even more promising is that the export-import deficit decreased by a significant 34%. That wraps up our economy newsletter for today. We covered a wide range of topics. Stay informed and tuned in for more economic news in our upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching and remember to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates.